Wonderful Sunday afternoon, and today we're going to be in the kitchen. We're going to do a little breakfast, and actually it's going to be more like brunch by the time we get it done. But you know what? Whatever time it is, it's going to be good. And I know you're not used to seeing me on a Sunday, but I thought, it's after church. I've got to do some cooking, and why not invite my family right along? So, what we're doing today is that we're going to be working on some pancakes. And I'm just going to fix the big guy. That's what he wants. So, I'm going to get him an apron and we're going to cook it up right here in the kitchen. So, how are you today? I hope you had a chance to go to church or wherever it is that you go to on Sunday. We have been and we're back and ready for a little sustenance, because by the time we get out in the morning on Sunday morning, it's pretty early. So I hope everyone is well. And if you're in a spot where it is early at this point, then hopefully you'll be able to get in and out, go do the things that you need to do today, and just enjoy. So I'm going to tilt you down because I've got bacon going over here on the stove, and I'm going to bring you down right here. See if I can get you to where you can see where I'm going to be working. Okay, so we're going to be putting together, I'm going to make 2 batches of pancake mix. And this is my go-to pancake mix. Each of these are going to start with 1 cup of self-rising flour. Now, you know your self-rising flour has your baking powder and salt already in it. So I'm putting them in those little, Chinese containers. And then that way, if later in the week the big guy wants pancakes, I won't have to totally remake all of this, because I'm going to do a batch for today and a batch for another day. So it will be ready to go. Everything except for the liquid ingredients. All right, we've got our cup of self-rising flour. I need about 3 tablespoons of sugar. And so let me get my tablespoon. Let me get some other spoons while we're at it. I'm going to need about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to get that out of my, here we go, there's 1. My sugar is a little lumpy, but that's okay. 2 and 3. I've got a combination in here of both regular white granulated sugar as well as some of the kind of brownish sugar that you get that's supposed to be healthier. I don't know. We'll see. 2 and there's 3. All right, we've got 3 tablespoons in each of those containers. Let me get the top for this. Then we're going to need about a ½ teaspoon of baking soda in each of these. So I'm going to take my teaspoon, about a ½ teaspoon. That's 1. And put about a ½ teaspoon over there. Okay, so that takes care of that. We've got our baking soda. We also need some buttermilk. We're going to need about a cup of buttermilk. Now, for this one, I won't need to add any other ingredients, because these are the dry ingredients for this batch of pancake mix. Now, so let me open this cabinet and grab a top. Oh, I already took them out. I thought I did. Okay, so here's 1. And when you get ready to use this, you'll give it a shake, add the wet ingredients, and you're good to go. Now, but for this one, I'm going to need to add the wet ingredients. So let me get the buttermilk out of the refrigerator. Wanted to keep that cold. And I'm using YouTube Live today. And this is a lot of fun. So here we've got our ingredients. They're all here, ready to go. I'm going to give everything a good stir. Bring you where you can see both. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Didn't get to be live yesterday, but there's a lot going on. This is the holiday season, and we grandmothers have to be where we have to be. So sometimes we can be live, and sometimes we can't. But I'm not gonna fail to give you whatever it is that you need. So here's our buttermilk. We need to make sure we give it a really good shake. Now, so our buttermilk is shaken, and I need my 1 cup measure because we're going to need 1 cup of buttermilk in here. So let me measure that out and gently put that in. And if I decide that I want to do a double batch, I can certainly do that. So we've got our buttermilk in. We need a little bit of butter, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to kind of melt the butter in the pan. And we also, now I got my recipe over here, making sure I have, we need some vanilla. Knew it was something else I didn't take out. So let me get my vanilla. Give it a good shake. And I like Watkins. So I've got my vanilla. And we need about a teaspoon. And you don't have to be real exact with that, but about a teaspoon. Now, if you wanted to kick these up, you could certainly add a little pinch of cinnamon, and with a nice sugary feel, that would give it a nice, a really nice Christmassy feel. So I've got my buttermilk in here, and you have to play around with the texture. That's a good thing. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed yesterday's video. It was, this has been a week. I had a lot to do, and I haven't shown you yet what I've been up to, but I'm going to put just a little bit more than the cup because I want this just a little bit looser. And sometimes you have to play around with that. So when you're putting that 1 cup, that's your starting point. So I'm just going to continue to mix this. I want this almost like a cake batter somewhat. So I'm going to work on that. And it's not quite there yet. Okay, there we go. I think that should do it. But anyway, we've got our pancake batter going. Oh yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it needed. Just that little extra bit of milk. Now, if you had melted butter, then certainly you could go ahead and add the melted butter right here into it. I think that would be delicious. I don't. And I have butter, but it's not that soft. So I know it's not going to soften up enough for me to be able to mix in here and do it by hand. So that's the reason why we're going to work. So I'm going to turn you around. We're going to take a look at that bacon because I have a feeling I need to turn it. Let me get a spatula here. And we're going to give the bacon a turn. I hope you all are having an amazing Sunday. And let's give that bacon a flip because after all, with pancakes, you want bacon, you want some eggs. I got the eggs out. And while I'm thinking about it, that's exactly what I did not put in the batter. I forgot the egg. What was I thinking? I took it out. All right, so I'm going to put the egg over in my 1 cup measure and give it a good beat before I put it in. So let me grab a fork. So busy talking, I almost messed up, girls. All right, we got to have that egg, so I'm going to whip up this egg. So I hope you all are having a wonderful day and enjoying your time. It's a little chilly here, and we had a lot of rain yesterday. I don't know if you all had rain where you are, but we had a ton of rain. And when you look at the week's forecast, it seems like it's going to rain all week. So I am thankful for today's sunshine. I'm thankful for the rain too, but because our plants need it, our trees need it, we need it, everybody needs it. So now I've got the egg in our mix. Got the mix here, got the egg in it. So I'm just going to give that a good stir. So the only thing, remember this is the one that we put together, just the dry ingredients. So the only thing that has to be added in here is about a cup of buttermilk. You want the 1 egg. And if you want to melt a little butter in it, you could certainly do that. And so I'll put all that down below so you'll know what my pancake mix is going to look like. But it's going to be good. So I'm getting that all whipped up for you because the big guy's been talking about these pancakes. And I really owed him because he was so good this week. And I was working on a project at church that really was a little more than I should have been handling. And he came to my rescue and saved the day. So, you know, when hubby saved the day, you got to do something a little special. So anyway, so I am, these pancakes are all about him today. So I'm just letting that bacon cook. I didn't want it too high because I didn't want to get off out of kilter and off focus. So our bacon's going over here. I am going to turn it up just a little bit because once we start these pancakes, this is going to go quickly. So I'm going to put you where we can talk and see what we're doing here. Okay, so I've got turn my heat on, get my skillet nice and hot. I'm going to put it on about a 5 and let that come to temperature. Now I'm not going to put the oil in it until this is hot. And I'm going to put a little bit of oil, and I have some softened butter. So I'm going to put in about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons of softened butter. So we've got our bacon cooking, just simmering here. I'm going to give all of that a flip again because I definitely do not want this bacon to burn. And you know, this is a store brand of bacon, but I tell you what, it is delicious. And I like thick sliced, just in case you're going to use it on sandwiches or you want to do a BLT. You know, it's always a good way to have your bacon. And typically what I do is that I will cook the entire package, and that way I can put the bacon into the refrigerator. When I need it, it's ready to go. And sometimes I even throw it into the freezer if I think it might stay a little bit longer. So anyway, we've got our bacon going here, and our skillet is starting to get hot. So I'm going to put in just enough oil in our skillet, and I'm going to add a little bit of butter. So I can tell you now, I'm putting about a tablespoon according to the package on the butter's measurements. Now I like to mix that butter and the oil together because it keeps it from browning and from burning. I don't want it to burn. So I'm going to let that kind of get all happy with each other. And once that happens, then we're going to be ready to work those pancakes. Now, so let me tell you. So what I did is that my friend and I have for several years been in charge of our church's Christmas trees. And I think I might have told you, we have a 12-foot, and then we have 2 9-foot trees that we decorate. So last Sunday we started, and that Sunday we had a couple of volunteers that stayed, and they helped us a little bit on the tree that was the trees that are on the stage. And I'll put up in the community page the pictures. And also my girlfriend and I, my husband, and 2 other gentlemen were nice enough to put together our 12-foot tree. Well, you know, putting together your house tree is one thing, and some of you may have houses with ceilings tall enough for a 12-foot, but I don't. So, and to be honest with you, Do I want to climb that high? That would be a no. So we have we put our 12-foot trees, our 12-foot tree up last Sunday. But by the time we did that, we were exhausted. So we all went home, and my girlfriend and I came back. The two of us came back, and with the help of a couple of others, and we started to work on decorating the 12-foot tree. Because at this point, most of the 9-foot had been taken care of, which was nice with the volunteers. So thanks be to God for those volunteers. So the only thing we really had to do with the 9-foot trees was just to get them in place and put the ribbon on them. Because that's the one thing that no one wants to touch. They usually wait and they let me play around with the ribbon. Well, plus two, I had to go and buy some more ribbon because I wasn't happy with the ribbon that we had. I thought we had used it a couple of years, and you know, ribbon gets tired if you've had it for so long. And so it was a little tired. So anyway, so we got the ribbon on those trees. So as you can see, our pancakes are here, and let me see if I can get you in a little closer so you can see these babies. They're starting to bubble. I want to get you stable, then I'll bring you down. Okay, they're starting to bubble there. And once they get lots of little bubbles on top, then we know they're ready to flip. But these are going to be delicious. And I know the big guy's going to be quite happy because that was the agreement. He came because he had worked on Sunday. He was exhausted hauling that tree. Those trees are heavy. And like I said, he and the fellas, you know, got that tree up. They were climbing ladders and doing all kinds of stuff. And I called him in the middle of our decorating to say that I needed 2 screws. Well, he knew what that meant. Once he got there, it was going to be hard to leave. And he didn't. He stayed with us the whole time. And as well as our secretary's husband was nice enough to come and to help us as well. Now, so let me get a plate. We need a plate here. And so, got the plate for the bacon. Let me put a little paper towel out so that can drain. Okay, got that going. All right, our bacon is good. And it did get a little darker than what I wanted. Oh, yeah. All right, so I'm going to take this and get it into a cup so I can drain off all the oil. I'm over here draining the oil. And I'm going to drain it into this little ramekin because I've got a little more cooking to do tonight. And I'm going to need just a little bit of this oil tonight. Okay, so our skillet's ready. This is going to be the skillet we're going to put the eggs in. So let's get back over here, see how our pancakes are going, because like I said, I don't want them to get too dark. All right, this one looks pretty good. Give him a flip. Oh, there he is. Isn't that nice? Isn't he pretty? And I think this one in a little while will be just about ready as well. So I'm just going to let that continue to cook over there. And we're going to need a plate for the pancakes. You get that? And there we go. So I got a plate for the pancakes and a plate for the hello. And so we've got those pancakes going. Let's see if I can, oh no, this is not quite ready yet. That one isn't, but let me see how this one's doing. Oh, this one's doing pretty good. So I'm going to scoot him around just a little bit. And I'm going to see if I can move. You know, it's funny. Certain parts of your skillet get hotter than other parts. And so we're going to move this so that it will be nice and warm. So there's one, and we're going to move this one here so it'll get nice and hot. There we go. Now he seems to be cooking a little hotter, so I'm going to give him a flip. Whoop! There he goes. We've got two that are ready to go. Now over here I still have the heat on the skillet. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil in that skillet, just a little, with a touch of butter that we're going to put in there, just a little bit, because the butter adds the flavor. So there we go. We're going to let that get nice and warm, and I'm going to cut that heat back just a little bit, because while I want it to be nice and warm, I don't want it to burn. And we're going to need a bowl at this point, because we want to be able to whip those eggs. So I'm going to get a larger ramekin, one that's pretty big, and we're going to place some eggs in there and kind of get them whipped up. Okay, I think our one pancake over here should be ready. I'm going to sit him right there. And this one, I'm going to scoot him around, and I'm going to add another one into the pan. Now remember, this is just one recipe that we have. So I can already tell you that this is going to work out well. So there's that third pancake. Has a good taste. And if you need to add a little bit of extra oil into your skillet, you can certainly do that. So I'm going to take this off the fire for just a minute, because that's going to be for the eggs. Okay, so in my bowl, I'm going to put you down here so you can see. I have 3 eggs. I'm going to crack them. 1, 2, and 3. And let me get my fork. Another one anyway. Give this a good mix. Now guys, I use my buttermilk. I use buttermilk for a lot in my kitchen. So my eggs are going to be whipped with just a little bit of buttermilk. So give it another shake. You have to do that with buttermilk. Make sure it's well mixed. Add a little touch of buttermilk to your eggs. It's going to be good. Add in a little house seasoning to those eggs. And I'm going to give it probably about 1/4 teaspoon right there. You can see 1/4 teaspoon into those eggs. Give it good flavor. I'm going to check on this one to see if he's brown enough. Oh yeah, he's good. Okay, so there's 2. And this one's starting to bubble, but not quite there yet. So I'm going to go ahead and add another pancake. There we go. Let me see. I might be able to get a 3rd one in. Let's see if we'll try it. He'll have to be a little smaller. But that's okay. That's okay. There we go. Now, got our pancakes in there. We're going to let those cook and get ready. So I've got my eggs here. Got the milk in there. If you like cheese in your eggs, you can certainly add cheese in. Sometimes when I'm scrambling them, I will lay a couple pieces of Velveeta, the sliced Velveeta or whatever sliced cheese that I have that may be lurking in the refrigerator. I'll put those into and onto the skillet as well. Now, so as you can see, these are coming along. They're going to be really nice. And this recipe should make approximately, let's see, 2, 4, about 6 pancakes. So that's just enough for the big guy and myself. Actually, probably one pancake too many, but that's okay. It's always good to have an extra. Now, so we've got our pancakes going. We've got our butter here. Now I'm going to go over here and put a little extra butter on those pancakes. And I'll probably have to warm them up just a little bit because they've been sitting. And I'm putting just a little bit in between so that our pancakes will be nice and warm. So we've got two here, and it's warm because it's melting the butter. But I'm letting that butter just melt, and once these others have gotten going, we'll be ready to add the third one on there. And you can see these are bubbling quite well. I was careful with the heat because I did not want them to burn. So let's start. We're going to start over here. We're bringing it a little closer to me because I'm right-handed. And I want the heat to be just right before I attempt to flip. Now, this one is not quite ready to flip. One side is nice and hot. The other one's not quite as hot. But you can see the bubbles are coming up. And you definitely want them to bubble well. So I'm going to let these bubble. As soon as I have at least one ready to bubble, I'll go ahead and start the egg so we can have that going. And, oh yeah, here we go. Let's see if we can put this on this spatula and give him a flip. There we go. There's one. He got on the other one, but that's okay. We're just going to scoot him over. You know, it's my kitchen. I'm in control of this little pancake here. So there's one. And you notice I'm moving the skillet because we can do that. So I'm going to turn it just a little bit. And you know, you might even want to turn it around because the middle of your skillet is always hotter than the outer edges. So I turned that a little bit, kind of messed it up, but that was mine. So I'll let this one stay and I'll be patient with it so it will stay nicely. Okay, so we're working on these. So happy Sunday to all of you. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you've gotten all of your holiday decorations in progress, if not already finished. And tomorrow's lunchtime is going to be so much fun. We've got Kendra from Kenya from Kenya's Decor Corner coming to the lunch table, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And this week is just going to be a good time. We have a lot going, and so much to see. You could tell in yesterday's video, not only did I have our 1 month going, but I had things I had to do. And I realized after I finished that video that I didn't show you how the house looked from the outside. So you know that's going to have to be one of those things that you should be on the lookout for, because I did remember to take the picture, and I will have that ready to go this week so that you can see, because the house turned out quite nicely, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be nice. The big guy's happy with how the house turned out. And you know, when daddy's happy, mama's happy. So we're all in here together. There we go. All right, eggs in. And remember, we had just a little bit of oil, a little bit of butter in this skillet. And we're going to keep this in mind when you're cooking your eggs. You really don't want them on high. You want them to come together rather slowly, because you want them to remain tender. And we want tender eggs. So that's the reason why we are going to give it time to cook. So we're not going to be impatient with it. And we're just going to take this spoon and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And everything in there was pretty hot, so we go back and forth. And then we'll give it a few minutes and then come back and do a little stirring. Now let's see how we're doing with our pancakes. Let's see, this one should be ready. Oh, these guys are light as a feather. Let me get my plate. Oh, 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 oh. All right, we need butter. So we can put some butter on him while he's nice and hot. Get a little butter on him. And take a little pat. And we're going to spread it on that pancake. Oh, geez. Yummy. Okay, so we've got 3. We've got 2 in. And I think these other 2 are going to be probably just about ready. Flip that over. Yep, he's in good shape. And flip him over. Yes, he looks beautiful. So I'm going to start another stack. That's one stack for the big guy and 1 stack for Mama. Okay, and a stack for me. And I have just enough left in this container for 1 more pancake. So let's do it. I'm going to need a spatula to finish getting everything out of there. Let's see, because I don't want to drop this. Oh, yeah. Oop, I still have a little flour down there in the bottom. That's okay. All right. I didn't stir it up quite as well as I thought. That happens. Don't do that. Make sure you stir yours better. But anyway, let's go over here to our eggs. I can turn those up just a little bit because we've got time for me to refocus over here and get these eggs going. So I'm going to get those eggs. We've got the butter on the pancakes. Our pancakes are looking amazing and they're so light. Now I'm going to need a second plate because I need 1 for me as well as 1 for the big guy. So I'm going to take my 2 off. And so we'll have room for that, for the bacon. So we're going to have 2 slices of bacon. And we'll have a place for the eggs. Now this little pancake is coming along pretty quickly. I like that. I'm going to flip him. There we go. He's flipped. And on this one, I need 2 pieces of bacon. And since it's a big guy, I might give him a 3rd. Now, you can see our eggs are just about ready. And then I'll give the big guy a call and say, honey, your brunch is ready. Yay, there we go. Oh yeah, I can turn this off. Woo! They are good and hot. Nice and light and fluffy eggs. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yummy. I'll put them right there. Get his eggs. And my pancake here should be just about ready. Let's see how he's doing. He feels pretty light. Oh yeah, we're good to go. So there's my last one in my stack. And I can take this off the fire. There we go. Pancakes done. Eggs done. Now, when they talk about the breakfast of champions, why go anywhere else when you can fix this right here in your kitchen? So, pancakes, bacon, and eggs ready for a king. Have a blessed and wonderful Sunday afternoon.